Hello, students. Hello, ninth graders. I miss you a lot. Wish everything is going well. Today, we're going to start with the vocabulary page 68, Extend. We'll be doing exercises 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exercise 1. Read the lookout box and find these verbs in the text on page 66 and 67. Say which prepositions follow the verbs. Dream of, arrive at, boast about, care about, complain about, dream of, listen to, look at, finally stare at. Make sure that you go through the paragraph to find them. You will find the answers written on the next slide. 2. Complete the pairs of sentences with the same preposition. So that means both of the sentences in number 1, you're going to have to fill in with the same preposition. They're on the platform waiting for the train. We apologized to her for arriving late. 2. They argued with him about the price. She agreed with me about the poor service. So both sentences use with. 3. He's always boasting about his second home. People in Britain often complain about the weather. Both sentences take about. She is concentrating on her math homework. He insisted on taking a taxi. Both sentences take on. 5. The passengers always laugh at Sam's jokes. What are you staring at? Both sentences take at. That suitcase belongs to me. They listened to the announcement carefully. You will find the answers written on the next slide. Verbs of movement. The 8 verbs that we are going to be introduced are related to movement. It either could be a fast movement for pleasure, because you're hurt. We will see. 3. Use your dictionary to match the movement verbs 1 to 8 with the definition. 1. Limp. Walk with difficulty because one's legs hurt. 2. Pace. Pace is actually when you walk up and down a certain place, going repeatedly. So, which is the correct definition? Yes, it's B. 3. Stroll. We previously took this word when we talked about the elephants. They strolled. So, what's the correct definition for that? Yes, walk somewhere for pleasure. 4. Tear. Again, we were introduced to this word in the paragraph when they said that the lioness was tearing after an impala. So what's the correct choice? A. Run in a dangerous and careless way. 5. Trudge. It is when you walk with great effort, like when you are walking on mud or through the snow. Which is the correct choice? Yes, it's D. walk having to make a big effort. 6. Stride is when you walk in a hurry, maybe looking for something or just without thinking, just looking. Which is the correct choice? Yes, it's H. Walk with long steps. 7. Hobble. It's when your feet are hurting because of long walks. What's the appropriate word for that or letter for that? It's E. Walk with difficulty because your feet hurt. Finally is dart. We were introduced to this word when Daisy saw the leopard and the leopard ran away. She darted back into the bushes. So which is the appropriate answer? Yes, G. Ran quickly and suddenly. You will find the answers written on the next slide. 4. Choose the best answer. After you have been introduced to the meaning of each verb, now you can easily pick up the correct choice from the alternatives depending on the given situation. 1. The old man used a stick to help him hobble, pace, or tear along the road. Because he is an old man and his feet would hurt him because he's going on along the road. Okay, maybe it's a long trip, so that means he hobbled. 2. We trudged, strolled, darted around the town enjoying the sun. When we talk about doing something or walking with enjoyment, the correct choice would be yes, number 2, strolled. 3. When our car broke down, we had to pace, stride, trudge through the snow to the nearest village. We said when we walk through the snow and it needs a lot of effort, the correct verb would be yes, trudge. 4. The farmer strode, limped, strolled through the fields looking urgently for his lost sheep. How was the farmer looking? Urgently. That means with big steps, in a hurry. So what's the correct answer? Yes, strode. 5. Alan's father tore, paced, hobbled up and down the corridor, waiting for the headmaster to arrive. So he was going up and down repeatedly. That means what's the correct choice? Yes, paced. 6. The burglar strode, trudged, darted out of the house as soon as he heard the alarm. So, the burglar is a thief. How would he go out of the house if he heard the alarm? Yes, he would go suddenly and quickly. That means he would darted. He would have darted. 7. The thief tore, strolled, paced down the street trying to get away from the police officers. So what was the correct answer? It was tore. Because he's going to get caught, so he's running in a dangerous and careless way. Finally, 8. Robert trudged, darted, limped off the pitch after twisting his ankle during the match. So, you've twisted your ankle in a match. What will you be doing? Yes, you would have limped. That's all for this activity. You will find the answers written on the next slide. My lovely students, please do your homework, which is your workbook page 63. Have a nice day, your English teacher. Welcome students. How are you today? I hope everything is going great. Today, we're going to start with our skills, which are on page 70, getting from A to B. Now, we're going to be introduced to a group of words. Air traffic controller. It is the ground-based personnel and equipment concerned with controlling and monitoring air traffic within a particular area. That means the person who tells the planes to land and take off is called an air traffic controller. Runway. Rectangular area on a land, prepared for the landing and taking off aircrafts. Passport control is the place where your passport is checked when you leave or enter a country. So, whenever you're holding your passport after you land, the first place that you head to is the passport control. Rucksacks. Rucksacks are basically a bag with shoulder straps which allow it to be carried on someone's back. So your school bag is actually a rucksack. Trolley, a large metal basket or frame on wheels, used for transporting heavy or large items. It's like the one we put our goods in when we are doing our grocery shopping. Customs. Customs is the place where your bags are checked for illegal goods when you go into a country. So before you leave the airport, you are checked to look for anything that is against the law. Cab. Another word for taxi is cab. So the next time you want to stop a taxi, just shout taxi or cab. Traffic jam is a condition on transport that is characterized by slower speeds and longer trip times. So always try to avoid traffic jams to get to your destination faster. Escalator, a moving staircase that people take between the floors of a public building. You can see those kind of stairs a lot in our malls. Carriage, any of the separated sections of a train that carries passengers. In some trains, many of them could contain not only seats, but sometimes bedrooms and even restaurants. Departure board, a big screen at an airport or station that shows the times at which planes and trains leave. Make sure that you check the departure board to know the exact time of your trip. Now we can easily go through exercise 1, read through it, it's an easy paragraph, and after that, link the numbers with the pictures. As you can see, number 1 is A, number 2 is C, and picture number 3 is D. Exercise 2. Complete the definitions with the correct form of the words in blue in exercise 1. Use the previous slides for extra help. 1. A dash is the place where planes take off and land. Yes, a runway. 2. A dash is a bag that you carry on your back. We said your school bag is actually a, yes, rucksack. 3. An dash is a moving staircase. What are the moving staircases? Yes, escalators. 4. A dash is a long line of cars that isn't moving. Excellent. Traffic jam. 5. And dash is a person who tells pilots by radio when they can take off and land. Who's that person? It is the ATC, Air Traffic Controller. 6. A dash is a section of a train for passengers. Carriage. Yes. 7. Dash is a place where they can check your bags for illegal goods as you enter a country. What was that? Yes, customs. 8. Is the place where they check your travel documents as you leave or enter a country. Passport control. Correct. 9. A dash tells you what time a train or a plane is leaving. What's the name of that board? Yes, departure board. 10. A dash is a cart with wheels for carrying heavy bags. And we said these are the same that we use in our supermarkets. Correct. A trolley. 11. A dash is a set of metal rails that a train runs along. So what are these? Yes, track. Finally, 12 is another word for taxi, and it is cab. And this is all for page 70. My lovely students, please make sure that you do your homework, which is your workbook page 63, your English teacher.
Okay. Good morning, grade 9. We're going to continue our passive voice structure, okay? Today we will talk about the past continuous. When I have a past continuous tense, what should I do? Okay, let's look over here. The structure for the passive voice for the past continuous is object, so I have to start with object if it is a sentence. Object plus was or were plus being. Being is a staple, okay? Plus past participle. Past participle is what? Is verb 3. Okay? So, let's see here. I have here an active sentence. I was doing my homework. I is what? I is the subject. Okay? What is the verb? Some students say the verb is doing. It is not only doing. You have to underline the whole verb. The whole verb is was doing, okay? Which is past from was and which is continuous from the ing. My homework together is the object. Okay? So, in passive, we know that I have to start with object, correct? My homework is the object. Is it singular or plural? Okay? It is singular. When it is singular, I have to use was. Okay? So, according to the object, not the subject. Okay? Just forget the subject. According to the object, I decide which one of auxiliary be I have to choose. Okay? So, here it has to agree in number. Here it's singular, so we have to put was. And after was, there is something staple that I have to put. It is being. My homework was being, and I have to put verb 3 from doing. Do, did, done. So here, verb 3. Okay, is it clear? So my homework was being done. This is for normal statement. But if I got a negative sentence, okay? If I got a negative sentence, here we say they, subject, okay? And this thing we have to delete it. We're not watching movies. Where is the verb over here? We're not watching, not only watching, it is together, okay? Movies is what? Is the object. Do I have here a singular object or a plural object? I have a plural object, okay? So I have to start with movies. Movies were not. Why I used were? because it is plural, okay? And what I have to put after where? There is something stable, being. And what I have to put after being? The past participle from watching. I have watched, watched. So here I have to put verb 3. So, whenever you are transforming from an active sentence to passive voice, you have to do what? You have to see 3 parts in the verb, okay? The first one is auxiliary, be, was, or were according to the object. If it is singular, I have to use was. If it is plural, I have to use were, okay? And then there is something stable, which is being. Okay, so was or were, then I have being, which is stable, you have to put it every time. And then I have to have the verb 3 or the past participle from the verb in the active statement, which is watching, I have to put watched. Okay, so 3 parts, remember. In the past continuous and in the present continuous, we have 3 parts in the verb. Okay, let's see if I got an interrogative question. I have a question here. We know that questions start with what? Either auxiliaries, okay, or WH word. Here we have an auxiliary. So, when the structure is a little bit different, I have to start with what? In the active, it's the same. I have to start with was, Layan, making pancakes, okay? So, here is the auxiliary, and here is the rest of the verb, and this is the subject. Layan is the doing of the doer of the action, correct? I do not need Layan. I have to delete it, okay? Then I have to look for what? I have to look for pancakes. Pancakes, is it singular or plural? It is a plural object, okay? When I got a plural object, I want you to know that in questions, you have to start with auxiliary be. Then after this, you have to what? You have to put the object between the auxiliary and being. You have to put it in the middle. Remember, in questions, it is a little bit different than statements, okay? So I have to put was or were. But because it is plural, I have to put what? Were. Were pancakes. Then you remember I said we have to put being. Were pancakes being made? What is the verb 3 from? Verb 3 from making? Make, made, made. So I have to put here made. Then do not forget to put the question mark. Do you remember in reported speech we talked that whenever you are reporting a question, you have to delete the question mark and you are following what? A sentence order or a statement order. In passive voice, it is different, okay? You are following what? A question structure, okay? And you have to have the question mark. So don't forget these 2 things. For the past continuous, we got to know here what's the question structure, okay? In the question, I have to start with was or were plus the object. I want you to know that the object has to be in the middle between was, were, which is auxiliary be, and being. Okay, it has to be in the middle. Was, were, plus the object, plus being, plus the verb 3. Okay, I'll give you here an example. Was a car being fixed? Here, why I used was? Because I have a singular object, and I have to put being, and the verb 3, which is fixed. Here I have another example about what? Plural object. So I have to use were because pancakes is plural. Were pancakes being eaten? Eaten verb 3, and I have to put being were because the object is plural. Clear? Okay. Now let's continue talking about passive. Now we have the present perfect tense. Okay? We're gonna continue. When I have a present perfect, we have a structure for the passive voice we have to follow. When I have a sentence, I have to start with the object, plus has, plus or have, plus been, plus verb 3. Okay? And active, let's see here. Thomas has written many books. Okay? Thomas is the subject. And Where's the verb here? It is written only? No, it is has written together, okay? This is the verb, and many box is the object, okay? Whenever we are transforming from active voice to passive voice, we are taking the object, correct? We have to start with the object. Whenever it has before it, okay, quantifier, determiner, adjective, you have to put it with it, okay? So here, many box. I do not take box only, I have to take many box. Many box. Box is what? Is an object. It is a singular or plural. It is a plural because it has S. Okay, do I use for plural has or have? I have to use have because it is plural. Okay, after have, there is something I have to put it because it's perfect. So have been. Okay, been plus verb 3, which is written. I have to put here written. So here, how many parts we have for the verb? We have 3 parts for the present perfect. Have or has according to the object. If the object is singular, I have to put has. If the object is plural, I have to put have. Then there is something stable, which is been. You have to put been, okay? Then the verb 3, which is already there, written, I have to put written, okay? Eat, ate, I have to put eaten. Write, wrote, written. Eat, ate, eaten. Okay, look. Don't forget this. But when I have a negative statement, what I have to do? Thomas, this is an active sentence and it is negative, okay? Thomas has not written many books. I have to take what? Thomas is the subject. This is what I have to delete, correct? Hasn't written is the verb, which is a present perfect, and the many box is what? Is the object. Okay? Many box. Look here, because Thomas was singular, so here I put has not. Okay? It has to what? To agree in number. Okay? But here I'm taking many box, and many box is a plural, okay? So I have to put have, and then I have to take the not, the negative. Many box have not been, okay, which is a staple, and written, the verb 3, by Thomas. If I'm putting here, by is spelled by the agent. The agent is the verb, the action, but in the passive, what do we call it? We call it agent, okay, not subject. So this is for negative statement. If I get a question, interrogative, okay, I have to start with what? Have the police caught the man? Here we started with the auxiliary have. And then the police here is what? Is the subject. Caught is the verb, which is verb what? Verb 3 for sure. And the man is the object, okay? In questions, I have to start with the auxiliary have or has when it's a present perfect, okay? Have or has according to the object. The object here is the man. The man, I mean one man, so it is a singular. When I have a singular object, I have to start with has. Has, the man. Then it has to be followed by been. Always been. Because it's perfect, right? When I say that present perfect, here I have present. It's has. And here I have been. Okay, perfect. Then I have to take verb 3 for the passive. So catch, caught. So here I have to put caught. Do you see? Here, how many parts we have? 3. Has. Then I put the object, then been, then caught, okay? By the policeman. The structure, the question structure for the present perfect is have or has plus the object plus been plus verb 3, okay? So, according to the object, if it is singular here, I have to use has. So I start with has. Then the object has to be in the middle between been and has or have. A car, been, fixed. Fixed is the verb 3, okay? here, have cherries been eaten? Why I put here have? Because cherries is plural, and then I have to follow, it has to be followed by been, and then verb 3 eaten, okay? Let's see now the passive voice for the past perfect, okay? If I'm having a past perfect, I have to follow object, had, plus been, plus verb 3, which is a past participle, okay? Let's look here. Here I have two statements. One of them is active before transforming it into passive. The brave men had defended the city. There is something nice in the past perfect. It doesn't matter if the object is a singular or a plural because you have to use had in both cases, okay? So, the brave men. The brave men is what? Is the subject, right? Okay. Had defended is what? Is the verb. And what's the tense of this verb? Past perfect. Because we have had plus verb 3, so this is a past perfect. Then the city is what? Is the object of this sentence. Okay, we said that we have to start with the object always. The city is the object, then I have to put what? Had. The city had. See, here singular, plural, it doesn't matter. You have to put had. The city had. Then after had, what I have to put from auxiliary be? Been. Had been. Then verb 3, which is already here, defended by the brave men. Okay? If I get a negative statement, the brave men had not defended the city. The brave men, which is the subject, had not defended, which is the verb. The city is the object. I have to start with the object, then had, I have to put had because it is a past perfect, but I have to take not, okay? Had not. Then been, from auxiliary be, I take been, then the verb 3, defended. Okay, this is 4 statements, if it was affirmative or negative. What about interrogative? What about a question? If I got here, had Dorothy solved the problems, I have to start with what? I have to start with had. So, question structure here. Is had plus what I have here, the problems, it is the object, okay, plus what, there is something stable, been, okay, then I have to put been, then I have to put what, the verb 3, I did not put the verb 3 yet, okay, verb 3, I can put by and I cannot, it depends on you, okay, then don't forget the question mark, okay, so I start with had, plus I have to put the object where I put the object between auxiliary had and been in the middle, okay? Then I continue with verb 3 and question mark. Clear? So, had the problems been solved? It doesn't matter here if it is plural, I use had. Here, if it is singular, I still use had, okay? Then I have to fill it by been solved by Dorothy. If you want to put the agent, you put it. If you don't want it, it's up to you. Question mark. Okay, now we're going to talk about the simplest thing, which is passive with the modals, okay? Passive with modals is really easy. It is not hard at all, okay? In the affirmative, when you got an affirmative sentence, you have to start with the object, okay? Then these modals, which is may, might, should, can, could, ought to, plus what? What I have to use from auxiliary be? I have to use be. Do you know why? Because in general, we know that in English, modals always followed by past form, infinitive form, correct? So I have to put here be. And we said that there is something stable in passive structure, which is verb 3. I have to put all with the verb 3, correct? So, verb 3, okay, let's look here. Active sentence. Our English teacher may give an exam today. Here we have an active sentence, okay? Let's see. Our English teacher, this is the subject, okay? Our English teacher may give. May is followed by what? Base form, okay? So this is the verb, a model with the verb, and exam is the object, okay? Is it important for me in the models if the object is singular or plural? It doesn't matter at all, okay? So, an exam or exams, it doesn't matter. An exam may. I have to use the same model, okay? May. After may, I have to take the base form from be, which is be, okay? May, be, and verb 3 from give, given. This is the verb 3. Clear? I can put I by. Our English teacher is the agent, okay? So is it clear? First of all, I have to put the object. Then I have to put the model. The same model. Don't give me something else. You have to write the same model over here. Okay? May, and then the base form of be, which is be. Then the verb 3 from the verb given over here. Give, given by our English teacher today. This is when I have an affirmative sentence, okay? But if I get a question, is the structure changed? Yes, it is changed, okay? May, or must, or should, or can, or could, or ought to, plus what? Plus the object. The object is after it, okay? Then I have to use the base form from be, then the verb 3. Here, I have an active sentence. May our English teacher, so here is the model, okay? And here, may our English teacher give an exam today? This is the question, okay? But this is active, okay? Make sure that this is active. We started with may, then we put the subject. But here, what I have to put after may? After the model, I put the object. Okay? I put the object. Then after the object, you put be. Then after be, you put the verb 3, which is given. From give, given. Okay? Today, then question mark. Good morning, grade 9. Today, we're going to take the second part of grammar in our unit. It is about indefinite pronouns, okay? We're going to talk about indefinite pronouns. When I say indefinite, so I'm not talking about something that's much clear. I'm talking about somebody, anybody, nowhere, somewhere, and anyone, okay? Let's see here. So we can find someone, somebody, somewhere, something, okay? Let's see what else. Indefinite pronouns, we are forming them by using some, any, or no, okay? We have to categorize them, okay? For people, what do we use? We use someone or somebody. Anyone, anybody, no one, nobody. These indefinite pronouns, we use them for whom? For people. But if I'm talking about places, what I'm using? Somewhere, anywhere, or nowhere. Somewhere, like maybe somewhere, anywhere, and nowhere. If I'm talking about things, you can see the word thing here. Something, anything, nothing, okay? What are the pronouns that I can use them with some? Let's see. We use pronouns with some in affirmative sentences and in offers and requests. Okay? So we have three things that we use some with. Affirmative sentences, offers, and requests. Let's see the first one. Somebody has eaten my lunch. This is what? This is an affirmative sentence, okay? But here, I'm asking for something. I'm requesting. I'm offering. Can I do something to help? I'm giving an offer to her, okay? I'm giving an offer here. So look, somebody, something, okay? But what are the pronouns that I can use with any? What are they? We use pronouns with any in negative and interrogative sentences, okay? So you have to put in your mind two things. We are using any with interrogative. When I say interrogative, I mean questions, okay? Interrogative and negative sentences, okay? Let's see the first one. I have not. Have not. This is negative. Got any thing to wear. Negative statement. Did you meet anyone interesting? Okay. This is what? This is interrogative. I'm asking a question. Did you meet anyone interesting? Now we are coming to take pronouns with any. Okay? Let's see together. We can use pronouns with any in affirmative sentences when we mean it doesn't matter who, what, or where. We said in the previous slide that we use any in negative state sentences and interrogatives, correct? But when can I use any in affirmative sentences? When it doesn't matter who, where, or what happened, okay? Ask anybody around here and they help you. Anybody, it doesn't matter if it was Lara, Sammy, May, it doesn't matter, okay? An accident like that could happen to anybody, okay? So is it clear? Okay. Now, what are the pronouns that I can use with no? When I say nobody, no one, nowhere, let's see how. We use the pronouns with no with affirmative verbs as the meanings is already negative. Okay? The meaning of it here should be negative. Okay? Nobody likes losing. Okay? So the meaning is negative. Here I can use no, nobody. Nobody passed the exam. The meaning in this statement is also negative. Nowadays, nobody believes in ghosts. This statement also is negative. Now, we are coming to take pronouns with any. Okay? Let's see together. We can use pronouns with any in affirmative sentences when we mean it doesn't matter who, what, or where. We said in the previous slide that we use any in negative state sentences and interrogatives, correct? But when can I use any in affirmative sentences? When it doesn't matter who, where, or what happened, okay? Ask anybody around here and they help you. Anybody, it doesn't matter if it was Lara, Sammy, May, it doesn't matter, okay? An accident like that could happen to anybody, okay? So is it clear? Okay. Now, what are the pronouns that I can use with no? When I say nobody, no one, nowhere, let's see how. We use the pronouns with no with affirmative verbs as the meanings is already negative. Okay? The meaning of it here should be negative. Okay? Nobody likes losing. Okay? So the meaning is negative. Here I can use no, nobody. Nobody passed the exam. The meaning in this statement is also negative. Nowadays, nobody believes in ghosts. This statement also is negative. Hello, grade 9. The last thing that we have to take in this unit is writing, how to write a postcard, okay? Let's see together how can we write a postcard. The most important thing that I want you to know is we writing postcards in an informal way, okay? It is informal. And you can see the following linkers in the postcard, like and, but, so, still, and though. I want you to see this is small text. It is taken from a postcard to see how it is written, okay? The plane was delayed, so we arrived an hour later. The room was dirty and there were no towels. Look how the expressions are informal, okay? The food is not bad though. Still, things can only get better. We complained, but the receptionist didn't listen to us, okay? Look here. The way we are writing postcards, it is really different than writing emails to apologize. Do you remember in the previous unit, the expressions we use, how polite we were while requesting something? But postcard, you are giving a postcard to someone who's close to you, like your friend, your sister, your cousin, okay? So the way is informal, okay? And you can find these linkers, and, but, so, still, and though. Let's see also what we can see. Okay. You can introduce your topics using it. Using what? Using it. How is that? It, we use it to refer to time, to weather, to temperature, and distance. When I say it is Tuesday, it is 9 o'clock. It is distant, for example, 1 kilometer from here, okay? We can use it when we want to avoid starting a sentence with infinitive or ing form or a clause. Why? Because if I'm starting my sentence using ing or a clause or infinitive form, I'm writing a formal thing, okay? That's why we're using it in informal ways, okay? We start we introduce our topics by using it, okay? Look over here. How can I differentiate between formal and informal, okay? Let's look to statements over here and differentiate between it when we introduce our topic and the ing form or a clause on the other side, okay? It is nice playing with you, okay? I'm introducing something and I'm telling her how nice it is to be with her. But when I say being, when I start with ing, I'm talking in a formal way. This is informal way, okay? It is hard to explain my feelings, but if I started here infinitive to explain my feelings, so this way is formal. Let's see the third one. It doesn't matter where you stay. If I started here a clause, look, this a clause, okay? This one is a clause. Where you stay doesn't matter. Here it's what? Here it is a clause, okay? And here it's formal. But when I'm using it, it is not formal. These are examples of postcards. How can you put a photo? How friendly the way you are introducing a postcard. And this is the last thing that we take in this unit. Thank you, grade 9. Thank you so much.